So Viz Media is starting up their very first animated series. And this is kind of a three-way type of collaboration. They're working with the animation studio that was doing Castlevania, Powerhouse Animation Studios, and they're releasing it on Netflix. I'm not sure how much of Viz Media fans you guys are, but I also remember back when Viz Media was creating their very first video game. And I don't know, I guess it was an okay game. The reviews were mostly positive, but it didn't really seem like a game that I would play, so I never played it personally. It's kind of like all puzzles, and some of the puzzles look a little bit janky or kind of like Candy Crush-esque. The art looks nice, so that was a plus for that video game, but that was going on earlier this year. Now they're announcing their first anime series. And I don't know, do you really, does it count as anime if it's in the United States? I know that people have kind of that argument back and forth whether or not it should actually be called anime. Between the video game and the first anime series now, I think Viz is just trying to branch out and grow their company a little bit more bit by bit, see if they could get into maybe the video game market or maybe the animated market. I think the animated market would be the better option to go rather than the video games, but we'll have to see how this turns out. So this is what is going to be Seas Manos, and there are all the characters. The style itself, to me, I'm immediately reminded of the Boondocks. It is also a little bit Castlevania-like, and this is supposed to take place in Mexico, kind of, you know, Mexican culture, different monsters that they're going to have to fight as a team. I don't really know what their background's supposed to be when it comes to fighting monsters, because I watched the trailer and it just kind of seems like they have anime powers for no reason. It's like this girl is like throwing daggers around, doing mega flips, and you're like, whoa, what's her fighting experience? I do think this is the perfect series to come out in October. It's because it's kind of a little bit horror-esque. You know, I guess anything can be classified as horror-esque when you're fighting really creepy monsters. So here's the official description for the series. Set in Mexico in the 1970s, Seas Manos centers on three orphaned martial arts warriors who join forces with a DEA agent and a Mexican federal to battle for justice after their beloved mentor is murdered in their tiny border town. Now here, it describes them all as martial arts actually, only three of these are martial arts warriors, and I guess the other two are the cops. Yeah, it makes sense. The people with the guns are the cops, I guess. But like I said before, it seems like just anime powers. It seems like the ability to be very, very cool when you're fighting type ability rather than martial arts ability. Does that make sense? Because she picks up scissors, tears them in half, and then is throwing them around with the type of precision that you would get if you did knife throwing as like a hobby or something. But she's able to just do it. That's not something that you learn in martial arts, but she's able to just do it. You know what I mean? It's anime powers. There's no other explanation. The animation itself kind of looks really rough to me. I mean, when they're fighting, it doesn't really matter that much because, you know, you got shaky cam, you got all the effects going on, and it looks cool regardless. But when they're just laying around, like in the opening scene, granted this was a first look, what I'm referring to right now. I don't know if they animated that better, but it's kind of like instead of animating with 12 frames, they're animating with 6. I'll play just a itty bitty little bit because I don't want to get copyrighted. But you kind of see how they, yeah, that's like awkward movement. Yeah, I mean, there's definitely worse animation out there, but, you know, just something to be a little bit wary of. And we also have the opening song, which is, of course, quite anime-like. You know how they always introduce the individual people and then have their name and then them fighting in the background while in the foreground they're just standing all casual like, yeah. This series will be 8 episodes in total and will premiere in both English and Spanish. Makes sense, you know, it's taking place in Mexico. The voice cast includes Luke Cage's Mike Coulter as Brister, Aislinn Derbez as Isabella, Overwatch's Johnny Cruz as Jesus, Jesus, Angelica Vale as Garcia, Mortal Kombat's Vic Chow as Chiu, and Danny Trejo as El Balde. The series was co-created by Brad Graber. Why does everyone have hard to pronounce last names? I'm getting sick of this. Well, let me know what you think of CS Manos. Do you think it's gonna be a good series based on what you've seen at least? I mean, hopefully not what you've seen from me because I'm terrible at showing you all the information. I mean, I can't play the trailer or the full first look because I know that I'm going to get copyrighted. Not that it'll matter anyway, because I'm sure somehow YouTube will limit my ads on this video. I do genuinely think that this could be a cool, like, Halloween flick to watch while you're laying around the house waiting for kids to come, and then you want to pop on a show. Whenever, you know, you get sick of Tim Burton, you're like, let me try to watch something new. Let's see how good this new Viz Media anime is. If you consider it anime. And let me know that down below in the comments as well. Or to like the video, share your thoughts, share your opinions, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!
Program restart. Shutting down all systems.